Right.
Hello there, and welcome to a first introduction of TiM, which means Transformation in Minutes. This is a program that was created by my friend, my partner, Martina Haller. My name is Kacy Crystal-Spoerer. I'm an American, and I've been living in Germany for almost 35, 40 years. It's wonderful living here. And at the moment, we are all isolated in our homes because of the corona crisis. Martina and I are both on Zoom at the moment, so that we can put Martina's program of Transformation in Minutes out in the world to help people all over the world deal with their fears, their anxieties, with the stress and with the problems that we all get internally, especially when we're cooped up in our apartments for weeks at a time. Now, Martina is a woman who has always been interested in self-improvement, in learning. She's been involved in seminar work for over 35 years, and she's always been looking for a program that was both fast, efficient, and effective. And over the last, I would say the last 6 years, everything that she's learned in all of these seminars, all of these learning processes come together in what she now calls TiM, Transformation in Minutes. This is a program that can vary from what we call TiM to go, which is something you can literally do in 5 minutes. If you're in stress, if something happens during your day, if you suddenly get the blues, this is TiM to go can really pick you up. Of course, what we're doing now is an introduction to it. So we'll be explaining a bit about what TiM is and why it works. And Martina will be speaking in German part, and I will do translation, simultaneous translation. And I hope that you enjoy this. This is going to be a program about 45 minutes to an hour, and we will actually go through TiM because, as we all know, you cannot learn to ride a bicycle by reading a book about it. So once we've done a little talking, we're going to go right into a medium-sized version of TiM, be more than 5 minutes. So Martina, please say hello.
Yes, thank you very much, Kacy, and hello to you.
All of you, indeed. Now, the way that TiM works is we have to sort of fool our ego because our brains are always going, well, this doesn't sound very complicated. It can't possibly work. Or, oh, I've heard things like this before and they've never worked in the past. And so with TiM, we use particular sentences. We use a process that Martina has developed to give your brain something to work with, to give your thoughts and your ego something to work with, and that it works with your own subconscious. This is a program where you take responsibility for yourself, you take responsibility for how you're feeling, for what you're doing. This is not something that someone else does to you. You do not go to someone else to have them transform you here. This is a process that you learn. This is a method that you learn. This is a set of sentences that you can either follow or you can adapt to your own life. It's been something that's very important to me, something that I use on a regular basis, and we have a whole group of people here in Germany who are using it. But in particular, with the crisis that's now going on with the corona, we wanted to make sure to offer this program to everyone who speaks English. And that, of course, today is the universal language. So I'm hoping that you will find our doing this TiM session with you today helpful, interesting, and should you wish, of course, you can go to the website or the Facebook page and get more information. You can also contact us. So, in essence, what we do is we bring ourselves to our center through a very simple meditation, which I will go through with you. After that, there is a set of, I would say, 10 sentences where we are transforming things that are in our way for being whole, for feeling good within ourselves. When we have transformed those, then we go to the cellular level, because one thing that science has taught us in the last years is that there are emotional experiences stored in our cells from our ancestors, not necessarily things that we have experienced. Last week I was reading, this is a scientific magazine that comes from England called New Scientist, and they had an article on this about the experiments that they have done, of course, with experimental animals, with mice and rats, where one generation was taught positive or negative experiences. And they have found that generations to follow who have not experienced those things still react to the sound of the light or whatever trigger mechanism that they were using. And they have found that things that are heavily emotionally tied get passed on from parents to their children, to their grandchildren, and so forth. Some of these things we are not conscious of. In fact, many of these things we are not conscious of, but they still affect us. Emotional experiences that we have gone through as young people or as older people, they rest in the cells of our bodies. If someone was bitten or terrified by an animal as a child, they will have that fear within them, even as an adult, where it's no longer necessary. If someone has had a bad experience with a particular kind of person, this will sit in the cells of their body. And so the next step in the TiM process is to go to the cells of the body and transform them there on the programming and on the cellular memory. This is a very important step. It's sort of like if you have pictures on your cell phone, you can delete them, but they're still in part of the memory. And until you go back into your cell phone and empty the trash can, they're not gone, they're still on your phone. So the first step of the TiM process is to release the issues that are getting in your way, to transform them, to take them to the cellular level, release them there. At that point, you are open to being able to refill this new space with things that you choose, with decisions that you make, what it is that you choose to have within your life. We all know that the universe absolutely abhors a vacuum. And for this reason, once we have made space within our bodies, within our selves, we need to fill this space up, or all that old energy will come back and refill. It's used to being in that place. We have years of the habit of working with these issues. Now it's time to transform them, to release them, and to refill that space with light and with choices that we make that are going to be to our advantage. At the end of that, we go into thankfulness, and we round out the process in being thankful in advance for the fact that all of this has already taken place. This is based on, of course, the whole concept of matrix energy, that everything is energy, that on some levels there also is no time or space, that there is a place, a dimension where everything exists, everything. We have all fallen into memory at times. You have a smell and suddenly you're in your grandmother's kitchen. There's like a jerk in time. This is the kind of space that there is. And in that space, we can be grateful in advance that these things that we choose to transform and release, and those things that we choose to refill our energetic bodies with, have already taken place. And in this thankfulness and in this absolute confidence that this is taking place, we can go back into our lives with completely new energy. I hope you enjoy your experience with TiM today. Martina, is there anything you'd like to say? We will go right into the meditation after this, and we will go right through TiM. You have nothing to do except to repeat the sentences that I say in English. Martina will say sentences in German. I will say them in English. You repeat them, and we will give you instructions as to how to work with it. This is a system, and a system that's easy to follow. Martina?
Yes, thank you, Kacy, for the whole introduction. And I have something important to say as well. I am not, I'm a teacher, I'm a trainer. Ich bin keine Ärztin, keine Therapeutin.
She's not a doctor, not a therapist.
Ja, und TiM ersetzt keinen Arztbesuch, ja.
And you cannot replace going to the doctor with doing TiM. TiM is an adjunct for you to take self-responsibility and to give you a tool with which to work with yourself and to build a better future for yourselves.
Yes. So
If you need to go to a doctor, you go to a doctor.
yes.
But TiM is always a source of calm, a source of assuredness, and a source of absolute hope in the future.
Yes.
So, we'd like to start out with a meditation.
So first we can do our shoulder exercise.
Exactly. Before we do this, in order to release stress, and this is something many of you have experienced in different programs, what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And with each breath, you raise your shoulders and you tighten everything in your body. You take a deep breath in and then you let it out explosively.
And you can take
Feel
some noise as
the
well.
relaxation. As Martina says, feel free to make noise. Then we do this a second time. You take a breath in. Please do this. Tighten everything in your body and release it out.
Hold on, and then
Exactly.
Again.
And then a third time. Take a breath in. Raise your shoulders up. Everything tightens in your body. And then let it all release. Do this, please, a minimum of 3 times before you start meditation, either the one that we will give you or one of your own. The thing is that this is all something that has to be in tune with who you are, and every change you make is welcome.
And for the whole TiM process, we use the power of our heart, and we need the connection to our heart. Yes, and sometimes it's good to do a little exercise because we are all on our cell phones and computer, and this wird eng here.
It narrows your body and it narrows your energy because we are all focused forward. Either we have a computer in front of us, we're focusing on someone we're speaking with, we have a cell phone in our hand, and everything gets tight. So through the breathing exercise and simply through moving your upper body, loosening your shoulders, moving your head, you can open the heart space.
Yes.
And as we go through the sentences, there will be a point where we give thanks. We say thank you 3 times. And at the same time, we essentially tap our thymus gland. What this does is it awakens the attention of our body.
Immunsystem stärken.
It strengthens the immune system, and it makes us much more aware of what we're doing. This is all about awareness, about being centered, and about choosing.
Yes.
So.
And Kacy, would you like to do the meditation?
I would love to do the meditation.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
You're very welcome. So please sit comfortably, whether you're on a chair or whether you're on a stool or on anything that allows you to sit comfortably. Place your feet next to each other, about hip distance apart, with your feet on the floor. Please do not cross your legs. Now, first, just observe your breath for a long moment. Become aware of its rhythm and pay attention to how you are breathing. Let your arms hang quietly at your sides. As you inhale, raise your shoulders and let your shoulders fall once again. Let those things you no longer need in your life fall away from you within each exhaled breath. As you breathe, with each time you breathe out, release more tension and release the weight of your burdens through your exhale. Now rest your hands quietly on your thighs or wherever it is that it's comfortable for you to have them rest. Check to see if you are sitting in balance with yourself in a position that is both comfortable and easy to maintain. Close your eyes and allow your breath to flow quietly of its own accord. Now, picture a root growing down from your body's center through the entire area of your hips, of your groin, deeper and deeper into the earth, growing down until you come to the very center of the earth, to the abode, the symbolic abode of Mother Earth herself. With your next breath, move your consciousness to your hips and release a network of roots growing down, weaving themselves around the central root that is already there. You can choose any color you wish for the roots. You can choose any color you wish. Shift your attention now slowly to your thighs and let roots grow down there to join the others. Growing down, widening. Feel a network of fine roots flowing down through the earth, down to the middle. Now move your consciousness gently to your knees and to the calves of your legs, and allow roots also to grow out there, weaving themselves down through the network of energy that you have started to create. Feel your breath in and out. Now shift your attention all the way down to your feet and let roots grow from the soles of your feet and from the sides of your feet and from each toe. Roots growing down, flowing easily down through the earth itself, weaving their way as part of a living, broad entity of roots toward the very center. Breathe and feel this deeply rooted energy, the pulsing, alive movement of your interwoven connection to Mother Earth. And then take the time you need to feel your deep connection to Mother Earth herself, the giver of all life. Breathe. Now with your next breath, move your consciousness up through the roots, through your body, which is the symbolic trunk of your being, all the way to the top of your head. And from there, move about 12 inches higher to where you can connect deeply with your own soul. This is the seat of your higher self, from where you can connect both with the universe as a whole and with Father Cosmos, or however you wish to choose it, himself. Breathe quietly. Breathe in deeply and open yourself fully, moving upwards, higher and higher and outwards. See this energy as a huge glowing crown of leafy branches, full of pulsing energy, moving, expanding, opening and stretching far above you to allow the godly gifts of inspiration and intuition to come to you with both lightness and ease, as a rainbow-colored soft rain of light that nourishes and inspires your whole being. Breathe. With your next breath, open the door of your heart wide and allow the energies of Father Cosmos from above and Mother Earth from below to meld together there, blending the roots of your secure being, gathered from below, with the blessing of godly inspiration from above. Take your time. Breathe in and out. And feel the creative source of all being within you, within your heart space. Feel this power. Feel this life. And know that you are at home within yourself. Breathe. Slowly, slowly come back into being here and now. Begin to move your fingers, your toes, your hands and your feet. And then slowly and with care, begin to stretch out your shoulders. Shake your arms and legs out lightly. Open your eyes and feel your centered awareness of self.
Thank you. And
With this
now,
energy, we move into TiM.
yes, and we do it with vollem Bewusstsein.
We do it with full consciousness.
Yes. And I start in German. The first sentence is for our ego.
That's true. It is to keep our head, our thoughts occupied.
Okay.
We move into TiM by giving our sense of ego, our sense of self, something to chew on so that the magic can be worked.
Okay. Gut. Dann legen wir eine Hand oder beide Hände auf unser Herz.
So please put one or both of your hands on your heart.
Mhm.
If you're somewhere outside and doing this within yourself, you can also symbolically do it and think of it.
Okay, wir müssen
Center
schauen, dass
yourself.
dein Mikrofon nicht immer irgendwie da kratzt. Aha,
Okay, thank you.
aha. Vielleicht geht es auch ohne. Ja, so,
I'll move
okay.
it out in a way.
Ja,
Okay.
prima, danke. Und dann starten wir, wenn wir die Hände auf unserem Herzen haben. Genau,
So we'll start with our hands on our heart or hand on our heart.
okay. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen
With the strength and power of my heart,
bedanken wir uns.
we give thanks. Please repeat.
Also meinst du, ich soll nochmal auf Englisch wiederholen? Nein. Ich mach Deutsch und du machst Englisch.
Exactly. You say it
Genau.
in German, I say it in English, and then I tell them to repeat it. Okay.
Okay. Okay, we start again.
That's fun. That's one thing that's wonderful about TiM. You can laugh. You can
Yes.
pick it up anywhere you have it.
Yes,
So,
and we do it now in der Wir-Form.
we're doing it in a we form. You can do this in alone. You can do it in a singular form. But right now, because we're in a group, we're going to do it in the we form.
Yes, also nochmal von vorne. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen.
With the strength and power of my heart,
Bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks
dass sämtliche Widerstände,
that any inner resistance,
Zweifel
doubt,
und Unsicherheiten
and unsurety
bereits transformiert sind.
have already been transformed. Then we say, thank you, thank you. At the end of each sentence, we say thank you 3 times, and we tap on our thymus gland.
Yes.
Okay.
Auf Deutsch heißt es danke, danke, danke.
I get to learn some German here.
And then we breathe in.
Breathe in and
let
release.
It go. Genau, let it go. Jetzt gehen wir zu den hinderlichen Glaubenssätzen. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen.
With the strength and power of our hearts, please repeat.
Bedanken wir uns.
We give thanks.
Dass die hinderlichen Glaubenssätze.
That any limiting beliefs that we have.
Bereits transformiert sind.
have already been transformed. We say, thank you,
you,
thank you,
thank
thank
you.
We tap on our thymus gland.
Und let go.
And then you breathe out, release.
Yes. Okay. And now Kacy already talked about the emotions that are blocked in our cell memory. Now we are going to behinderlichen Emotionen.
I will translate as she goes. So.
Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen.
With the strength and power of our hearts. Please repeat.
Bedanken wir uns.
We give thanks.
Dass die hinderlichen Emotionen.
That any limiting emotions that we have.
Bereits transformiert sind.
Have already been transformed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And breathe out.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Dankeschön. Now we come to the top topic, our fears. And die Ängste mit allem, was dahinter steht.
This is relating to fears, not only the fear themselves, but everything that these fears stand for. All fears have history of some sort. They all go back in our lives. Why do we have the fears? So it's our fears and all they stand for. So, Martina?
Und es kann auch jetzt verschiedene Ängste sein, natürlich. Existenzangst, aktuell.
You can have all kinds of different kinds of fears. You can have existential fears. You can have concrete fears. You can have fears for illness. At this time of Corona, a lot of people do. Fear is a huge arena, and everyone has different ones.
Zukunftsängste.
Fear of the future.
Und natürlich auch Angst, sein eigenes Licht leuchten zu lassen, ja?
And of course, a central fear that many of us have of truly letting our light shine.
Okay, let's go. So. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen.
With the strength and power of our hearts.
Bedanken wir uns.
We give thanks.
Dass die Ängste.
That our fears.
Mit allem, was dahinter steht.
And all that they stand for.
Bereits transformiert sind.
Have already been transformed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And breathe out.
Let it go. And we have water, still water.
Drinking water helps your body to open, and it supports the flow of energy within your body.
Yeah.
This is plain. We have filtered, very good filtered water here.
Oops.
I love the fact that TiM is not so formal. Okay, so
laughing is the best medicine.
Absolutely. It brings the right energy up.
Okay, and now
Facetten und Masken.
Explain the Facetten und Masken der Angst.
Okay. The next step is to release what we call the masks and the facets of fear, because we have our fear, but it's often expressed in indirect ways in our life. So it's by releasing the expressions of fear and how we experience them, we can transform on a much deeper level.
Yeah.
So,
zum Beispiel Druck, Stress.
For example, it could be stress. It could be inner pressure that you feel. It might be aggression.
Yes.
You're living, either experiencing or doing yourself, and it's nothing more than yeah, exactly, the fear that we're not perfect. So these are all facets of fear.
Yes.
So we want to release these also.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen
With the strength and power of our hearts,
bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks
dass sämtliche Facetten und Masken der Angst
that the various masks and facets of fear
bereits transformiert sind.
have already been transformed.
Yes.
We say thank you,
Thank you.
thank you, thank you, and breathe out.
Okay, and the next sentence is actually not from myself. It's from a book. It's the shortest
Prayer.
prayer. Only 7 words. Und es geht mit Bitte
Please
heile meine
heal.
auf der Angst basierenden Gedanken.
Please heal my thoughts that are based upon fear.
Yes. And now we are not praying with TiM.
We
We
don't
are
pray.
going, we are going into die Selbstverantwortung, Eigenermächtigung.
We go into the sense of self-awareness and of self-responsibility. We take
So-
responsibility for what we're doing, and we are the ones who change our own lives. So
Also now this is the third part of the fears.
this is the third part of sort of the trilogy of fear. The
Yes.
fears themselves, the masks and facets, and the fear-based thoughts.
Okay.
Okay,
Wunderbar.
so
Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen
with the strength and power of our hearts,
bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks
dass unsere auf der Angst basierenden Gedanken
that our thoughts that are fear-based
bereits transformiert sind.
have already been transformed. And we say, thank
Danke.
you, thank you,
Danke. Danke.
thank you. And breathe out. Release.
And let it go, let it go.
Release. Fall
Yes.
into trust.
Yes.
Release.
Und natürlich haben wir viele Transformationssätze.
We have many sentences that we use for transformation. We've simply chosen a handful out that seemed right for us right now.
Yes. Und wir haben schon Tausenden von Menschen mit TiM helfen können im deutschsprachigen Raum.
Within the German-speaking areas, which is, of course, is Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, we have thousands of people who have been helped through TiM and who use the short form in particular on a daily basis.
Yeah.
We have groups that get together because we strengthen each other in groups.
Yes.
But TiM is always based on self-responsibility and self-action.
True.
So let's move on.
Yes, and for the situation right now, we have alle Blockaden zur vollkommenen Heilung.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ready? Good.
Hands on your hearts.
Yes. Okay. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen
With the strength and power of our hearts,
bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks
dass sämtliche Blockaden
that all blockages
zur vollkommenen Heilung
or obstacles to full healing and
Mit-
all the
mit allem, was dahinter steht,
with all they stand for,
bereits transformiert sind.
have already been transformed. We say
Thank
you, thank you, thank you.
Und
Breathe out.
let it go,
Release.
let it go, let it go.
Just let it go.
Yes. Und dann machen wir einen Punkt bei TiM, wo wir zum ursprünglichen, zum ursächlichen Ereignis zurückgehen.
Now we go back to the very core trauma or the beginning conflict that each of us has had in our lives. Every single one of us had something that sparked everything else off.
Und wir vertrauen darauf, dass unser Körpersystem genau weiß, wann das war.
And we trust that within our bodies, within that sense of self that we have, a part of us knows exactly when that was. There are many things we know on a subconscious level, and they surface here and there, and we're sometimes surprised at how much we know about ourselves, but it's
Okay.
not always conscious.
Yeah.
Oh.
The most is subconscious.
This is true.
Yeah.
Most of it is on the subconscious level.
Okay.
So,
That's that. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen
with the strength and power of our hearts,
bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks
dass das ursächliche Ereignis
that the very first core trauma or crucial beginning conflict in our lives
bereits transformiert ist.
has already been transformed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And breathe out.
Und TiM ist so einfach, weil wir nichts vergessen können.
TiM is so simple because there's absolutely nothing that we can forget in that sense. It's designed so that which is actual, that which comes up within us, is that which is correct here. And we can fill in all the blanks so that there's never a point where we think, oh my goodness, I wish I had said that or done that, because it's all covered. It's been designed this way.
Genau. Deswegen ist der nächste Satz alle restlichen Blockaden.
Because of that, the next sentence has to do with all the other emotional blockages that we have, whatever they are. Genau. And we trust that our emotional body, that our soul knows what those things are. Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen,
with strength and power of our hearts,
bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks,
dass die restlichen Blockaden,
that the rest of the emotional blockages I carry within me
bereits transformiert sind.
Have already been transformed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Breathe out. Drink water.
Yes.
It's always good for you.
Und jetzt kommt der wichtigste Teil von der Transformation.
And this is one of the most important parts of the whole transformation.
Unsere zelluläre Erinnerung.
This has to do with the memories that we carry within ourselves. As I say, this has all been documented now. Scientists have been doing experiments on this. We carry information within the cells of our body, every single one of them.
And Bruce Lipton is well known.
There's a man named Bruce Lipton who's done work on this. There's a Dr. David Hawkins. As I say, I read an article just 2 days ago in the New Scientist magazine. There are many, many research projects that are based upon this.
Yeah, epigenetic heißt es.
Yeah, epigenesis is the actual name for it.
Good, okay. Bereit?
You ready?
Ready? Mit der Kraft unserer Herzen.
With the strength and power of our hearts.
Bedanken wir uns.
We give thanks.
Dass sämtliche Speicherungen im Zellgedächtnis.
That all saving of all experiences that we've had on the cellular level.
Und Programmierungen auf der Zellebene.
And the programming that exists in the cells.
Bereits transformiert sind.
Have already been transformed.
Danke.
Danke.
Danke. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And
now we do something for our body. Dass der Körper auch weiß, dass wir loslassen.
So now, essentially, Martina just said it in English. Now we do something physical with our bodies so that your body knows something has happened. And essentially, we brush this energy off. You can stand up You can brush it off your legs, off your back, off your body, off your head. And this signalizes to your body that the transformation process has already happened.
Mhm.
This is a trigger mechanism
Und
designed.
manchmal müssen wir auch schon gleich auf Toilette gehen und loslassen.
Sometimes you have the desire to, frankly, go to the bathroom
And
because
then like stop.
exactly.
Stop the video.
You might want to yawn. You might have the urge to laugh. You might have the urge to move.
Or open the window.
Exactly. Get fresh air. It's all a trigger mechanism. You can design your own. We have figured out things that work here. And this one of brushing off the energy is one that everyone seems to be able to relate to. But anything that works for you, dance a few steps, do jumping jacks.
Yes.
Walk in and out of the room. Exactly. Laugh with somebody.
Yes.
It's good.
Okay. Und wie du schon gesagt hast,
yeah.
Das Universum kennt kein Vakuum.
As we've said, the universe abhors a vacuum.
Genau.
So now we have emptied ourselves of the specific things that we're working on, which here has primarily been fear. And we have emptied this from the cells of our body and the programming of the cells of our body. So now we have essentially an open field that needs to be filled.
Genau. Und jetzt kommt eine Übersetzung für mein Wort Wunderfülle-Buffet.
In order to do this, we've created an image of what we call a wonder-filled buffet. Imagine a huge buffet spread out in front of you with dishes of all sizes filled with all of the things that you choose for yourself. What do you need? What would you like? What do you choose to have in your life now that you've gotten rid of some of the garbage that we've carried around with us? These portions are of all sizes. There's enough for everybody. You serve yourself freely. You can take extra portions. They are limitless, both in their nature and in the quantity. It all depends on what it is you choose to put in those dishes on this buffet of wonders.
Ja. Und du hast schon eine Auswahl getroffen. Beispiele.
Yeah. We have examples. For example, you can choose life energy in one of them, or love, self-confidence, trust within yourself, courage, patience, financial flow. In these days, a lot of people are very unsure about that. Fill the bowl with it. Confidence,
Yes.
Strength, health, a secure sense of self, wisdom, serendipity, one of my favorites. I love getting surprised by life. You can fill these bowls with whatever it is that you feel would do you good in your life. We have lots of empty space in the cells, and now we want to fill them with all of this light, with all of these qualities, with all of these things that you have chosen that are appropriate for you. The best thing, of course, is to say them out loud. You hear in your own voice what it is that you choose. But things that other people say when we're working as a group, they're there also, because this is an endless buffet of wonders. And many people choose, and they're all positive. And everything that you take of, everything will do you good.
Yeah.
So now we will integrate, now that we have transformed things away, we will now integrate these things within. Once again, Martina has developed sentences, a structure that helps us to do this. So it keeps our mind busy and allows all of this to happen on an energetic level.
Und wir machen das mit großer Freude.
And with this, we do it with great joy in our heart.
Und wir akzeptieren, dass es bereits integriert ist.
And once again, we accept in advance with thankfulness that this has already happened. We go from the future and are grateful that it has happened to us, through us, with us. combined.
Okay.
Okay, let's
Yes,
do it.
thank you. Mit großer Freude aus unserem Herzen
With great joy in our hearts,
bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks
dass alle genannten Extraportionen
that all of the extra portions that we have named
bereits integriert sind.
have already been integrated.
Und danke, danke, danke.
And then we say thank you, thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you, and we stroke our bodies.
Self-love.
And yes, we love ourselves, and we give these things unto ourselves in joy and thankfulness.
Yes. Und das Schöne ist, wir können hier auch nichts vergessen.
And the wonderful thing is that we can't forget anything. There's no need to go back and say, oh, I wish I'd thought to put in inner truth or adventure.
Genau. Es gibt noch so viel mehr, wovon der da gar keine Ahnung hat, was uns noch zur Verfügung steht.
There's so much out there that our sense of self has no knowledge of. And so we cover that through the next sentences.
Genau. Und das sind die hilfreichen Ressourcen,
And those are the helpful resources,
die inneren und die äußeren Helfer
the inner and the outer helpers,
und die kosmischen Fügungen.
and what we call serendipity.
Okay. Self-love.
And we do it with each other.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Mit großer Freude aus unserem Herzen
With great joy in our hearts,
bedanken wir uns,
we give thanks
dass die hilfreichen Ressourcen,
that all helpful resources,
und manchmal kommen sie ganz plötzlich,
sometimes they come from behind unexpectedly,
die inneren und die äußeren Helfer
the internal and the external helpers,
und die kosmischen Fügungen
and serendipity
bereits integriert sind.
have already been integrated. We say thank
Danke,
you,
danke,
thank
danke.
you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank
We
you.
appreciate our bodies that are
Ja,
doing this for us.
Annehmen, annehmen, annehmen.
We say take it in,
Ja.
accept it with joy.
Yes. Okay. Wonderful. Und die Empfehlung ist natürlich, dass man TiM immer wieder machen kann, dass der Körper so intelligent ist und nicht gleich mit einmal alles gelöst ist.
And of course, we recommend that TiM be done more than once. It's as with everything else. There's so many different levels within our body, within our sense of self, that you can only release what you're ready to release. And it's a process that you go through. And for those of you who are interested, we have a TiM to go. It's a sheet with the very basics of TiM written on it. And we have many resources. Do you have one there?
Yes, but in German it looks like
okay.
this,
I have one here in English. And it's something that you can carry with you. And this is one that you can literally do within 5 minutes. If you're in a stress situation at work or at home, you can literally walk into the next room, take a deep breath, center yourself, go through the transformation process and the integration process. And when you walk back out, your situation may be the same, but you are different. And you can deal with it much differently. It's a marvelous tool for everyday life. And I hope that some of you might be interested in finding out more of it.
Yes.
Martina is on Facebook, and we're working on the English website right now. Instagram, she's there.
Yes. YouTube, of course, here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Und dann bitte auch einen Kommentar hinterlassen. Ja.
If possible, please do leave comments. We're hoping to have this spread widely.
Yes.
It's our gift to the world.
Yes.
This process, in the way it's been designed, allows everyone to create within themselves their own version and or stick with what we have created, what we found that works well. So we wish it to be a really good resource for all of you.
Ja, vielen Dank für die Offenheit und das Vertrauen und vielen Dank, Kacy, für die Begleitung und die Übersetzung.
Thank you for your willingness to listen, for your openness, and hopefully for your willingness to continue on with you. Martina, do you want to do your optimal future self or not?
Oh, yes, we can do that.
Yeah,
of course.
This is one that we usually end with. It's one where you are integrating what you consider to be your optimal future self, which you can create within yourself. And it's a way to tie TiM into the future.
Okay. Und wir machen das mit allergrößter Freude.
And we're doing that with the greatest of joy.
Okay, let's do it together.
Okay.
Mit allergrößter Freude aus unseren Herzen.
With the greatest of joy from our hearts.
Bedanken wir uns.
We give thanks.
Dass das optimale zukünftige Selbst.
That our optimal future selves.
Bereits integriert ist.
Have already been integrated. We say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And a thank you to all of you who are interested, who have taken part in this. It's, as you can tell, we have not rehearsed this. We have just decided to do it. We're putting TiM out there. As you're interested, check Facebook, check Instagram. We'll be on YouTube. We're going to be moving this forward. And I hope that you found this useful, helpful, and of great interest. And we give you Transformation
Spread your light.
by Martina Haller.
Bye-bye. Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Thank you.